Destiny, efforts, and prayers. Karma. Destiny is created from past life attachments, aversions, and unfulfilled desires, which constitutes our karmic baggage. There is no such thing as good and bad karma, and there is no way one can create good or bad karma. Karma is not about cause and effect. It is not as you sow, so you reap. It is not about what you do or don't do. You cannot create good karma by feeding or taking care of the birds, animals, and the humans. You cannot create bad karma by exploiting, killing, and torturing birds, animals, and humans. Karma comes from bondage and also creates bondage. All bondage creates suffering. Humans need attachments for survival, comfort, and emotional well-being. Yet, attachment is the source of all suffering. Hypnosis forces the humans into attachments, thereby ensuring their perpetual suffering. Blessings. The blessings and good wishes of parents, elders, and others generally do not help you, but their curse can affect your life process and cause trouble. Blessings come from attachments and desires, while curses come from aversions. The curse is negative and the aversion is also negative. The congruency of both of them makes the curse effective. Attachment and desires are negative, but blessings are positive. Their non-congruency destroys the positivity of the blessings. Destiny. Destiny is not created from our past actions, like whom we have helped and whom we have harmed, neither from what good we did or what bad we did. Our past creates 50% of our storyline. The other 50% depends on the needs of all other storylines. Individual and group storylines are created by all the souls, the solar deity whose seventh energy body is activated, and all the planetary deities whose sixth energy body is activated. To what extent the skills, talents, strengths, and weaknesses of past lives are carried forward to the present life is decided by the souls and the deities. Destiny is not only the events of life, but also how we will experience those events. Prayers. You can please the planetary deities by following the rituals given in the scriptures. Planetary deities can fulfill your desires within the storyline, but not outside the storyline. Planetary deities can do something for you only if the spirit allows, and only to that extent that the spirit wants. Sacrificing. Sacrificing birds and animals does not please the deities. King, however, wants the sacrificing of the birds and animals to happen in their rituals, because that will stop the humans from connecting with God. Sacrificing birds and animals pleases the inhabitants of the shamanic world who are malefic. Through sacrificing, you can connect with the malefic shamanic beings and use them to hurt and control other humans. Eating birds and animals as food, as a part of their culture and food habits, does not stop the humans from connecting with God, nor disconnects them from God. Storyline. Non-souled humans have no past karmic baggage. Their storyline is created by the group souls and deities, and then integrated with the storylines of the souled humans to create more suffering and pain for the souled humans. The storyline has more gaps when it cannot be fully integrated with other storylines. When a storyline is fully integrated with other storylines, it has less or no gap. God allows God's grace to happen only if you have gaps in your storyline and when you are sharing your suffering and pain with God. If your gap is in the future in your storyline and not when you are sharing your pain and suffering with God, you will not get any relief from God. For some humans, 100% of their storyline is already scripted prior to their birth, while for others, 75 to 95% of the detailing of their storyline is decided prior to their birth, and the remaining 5 to 25% of the detailing is left for the spirit and deities to complete in the moment when the events are happening. This gap of 5 to 25% is where the grace of God can come into that human's life. Worshipping the solar and planetary deities can reduce the negative impact of the storyline, subject to how much the group and individual storyline allows. Worshipping the deities disconnects you from God. The body-mind character of a human is created according to the storyline, and the storyline has already been decided as the destiny of the character in terms of the events of life and how much pain and suffering that human will have. Storylines do not give the humans any options or choice to exercise their will. Storylines create the illusion of choice and free will. Your prayers to spirit or your religious gods or deities will only give you relief if it is scripted in your storyline and only to that extent. Whether the people in your life will help you, ignore you, or sabotage you is already written in the storyline. Suffering. Our attachments, aversions, and unfulfilled desires create our pain and suffering in our next life. How much success and failure we will have, how rich or poor we will be, how strong or weak we will be, is not decided from our karmic baggage, but from the needs of the storyline of the individual that is being created and as it is integrated with other storylines. In any storyline, no matter how rich, successful, powerful, and strong the person is, it can still cause deep pain and suffering to his mind. Happiness, joy, excitement, and good feelings are being given by the storyline to the humans so that when they are removed, the humans will go through pain and suffering because they are craving for what they have lost. The creator of the storylines do not care much about the individual suffering and pain, but cares more about the collective suffering and pain created from the group storylines. Efforts. All your efforts, religious prayers, and spiritual practices will only give you results if it is already scripted in your storyline. How much effort you can put in at any given point of time is also decided by the storyline and creates the thoughts, feelings, emotions, moods, and energies to pursue to a lesser or greater extent as the storyline wants. No matter how much effort you put in, less or more, the outcome is always predetermined by the storyline. Spirit. Spirit will force you to act and experience everything according to the storyline that you are meant to have or be, by giving you the needed thoughts, feelings, emotions, and energy. Spirit will convince you to believe that they are your thoughts, feelings, emotions, energies, and decisions, thereby triggering you towards pride or guilt. Even if you know and remember that the storyline and spirit is controlling you, you still won't be able to escape their control, go against their will, or act against their will. It is your hypnosis that deceives you into believing that you are doing all your actions completely of your own free will. Connecting with God. In the long run, connecting with God and sharing your suffering and pain with God lessens the impact of the storyline in your life, much more than worshipping the deities, even if you have no gap in your storyline. However, that will not happen as you want or expect. God is offering a better deal to the humans than the king. With king, everything is about striving, efforting, doing, achieving, accumulating, reaching, or becoming. Everything is about living within your attachments, aversions, and wanting, or trying to become free from them. With God, it is just about maintaining your connection with God and nothing more to do. As humans maintain their connection with God ongoingly, they might experience some of the following. Their life will become simple, their wanting and desires will go down, their attachments and aversions with people will go down, they will feel more okay with the way their life is, they will feel light, they will be less righteous about their thoughts and beliefs, their making other persons wrong will become less, their fear of death will come down, they will be living a life with no meaning, purpose, and goals. All their journey about becoming more, better, different, higher, stronger, richer will start falling away. Their efforts to prove, achieve, acquire, become, or reach will start diminishing. Face of God. If the human takes one look at the face of God through the website, book, digital healing card, or video, but decides not to connect with God, even then the following will happen as they die. Salvation and liberation happens. This becomes their last life. Their soul and energy bodies go back to God's home. Choosing God. For 30 days, you don't have to choose God as you share your pain and suffering with God. After 30 days, if you find enough value in what God gave you, you can decide to choose God and let go of all your religious, spiritual, and healing practices. If you do not do that, the practices will disconnect you from God. If you value the practices more, then be with them. As such, even if you don't choose God, this will be your last life.